Oh, come on, machine. Let's unveil Meditation's Emptiness, a journey beyond reality. Now, I gotta make sure the microphone is working because sometimes life is exciting that way. And woohoo, it appears to be working. Nice. This morning's lesson is drawn from Chenrezig's Easy Dzogchen, inspired by Dzogchen Rinpoche's final Shastra. In a previous lesson, I explained that the key to effortless mindfulness is our sympathetic nervous system. I explained how every time we exhale, whether we mean to or not, let us try this again. Every time we inhale, whether we mean to or not, we access the sympathetic nervous system ensconced not within the 3-pound supercomputer between our ears, but in the thoracic region of our spinal cord, and how it evolved not for mind blanking or concentration, but to simply notice vulnerably, passively, viscerally, and randomly. We explored how we're wired to notice sight, sound, sensations, flavors, scents, and the like. How we're also wired to notice emotions, intentions, thoughts, memories, and imaginings. And how the location of that which we notice could be external, internal, physical, mental, pleasurable, painful, interesting, boring, glorious, or grotesque. And after that onslaught of verbal diarrhea, you could ask yourself, what are we to do with all that stuff that we could notice? And that brings us smack dab into the realm of meditation. Every time we exhale, whether we mean to or not, we wind up accessing the parasympathetic nervous system. It too is ensconced within the spinal cord, but this time in both the lower lumbar region as well as the tippy top of the cervical region. It has evolved to support both physical relaxation as well as mental release. Wait, there's more. You see, all complex life forms on this planet have evolved to think symbolically. First, our ancient ancestors perceived. And after a very long period of time, they began recollecting previous perceptions and imagining or anticipating future perceptions. And that created the armature or the closet upon which was hung the capacity for cognition, the capacity for further emotion, intention, reason, recollection, and imagination. We are wired to think symbolically. That's why we play with figures of speech, metaphors, and similes, and hyperbole. Oh my. So it's been my experience that because metaphors can sometimes be confused with literal statements, it's safest to reverse engineer a metaphor back into a simile. But what do I mean by the phrases simile or metaphor? Let's begin with a literal statement. How about this? John is tenacious. Well, that makes perfect sense. Now let's turn it into a simile. John is as tenacious as a dog with a bone. All right, I can get that mental image. Now let's cut out the fat and transform that simile into a metaphor. John is a dog with a bone. But is he literally a dog with a bone? Does he traipse about on all fours, striving to sniff the asses of strangers? Because such things are frowned upon in polite society. No. It's a figure of speech. So emptiness, if we try to take emptiness literally, we wind up either painting ourselves into the corner with blind faith, which never ends well, or we wind up exhausting ourselves and others by indulging our pseudo-intellectual tendencies. That doesn't work either. Remember, in the second to the last passage of the Satipatthana Sutta, the Buddha taught that full enlightenment can be mastered in a week. You can't get a PhD in a week. So the path of the pseudo-intellectual is not the path to nirvana. What then is? Simply understanding a figure of speech the way it was intended. So let's return to my opening explanation and now sprinkle some figures of speech upon it. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever we might have noticed during our previous inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as if it was a vast, empty void. Now, a simile is only as effective as it is relatable. Therefore, we must ask, what is a real-world example of a non-graspable, vast, empty void? How about the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which, although could be tantalizing to the eye, is intangible to the hand? If on a summer's morn we got a nice water-resistant blanket and we set it down upon the grass and we lay on our back on the blanket, on the grass, gazing up at the infinite azure sky in a cloudless expanse, and we reached forward with our hands, fingers splayed, and we grabbed as best we could, and we brought those fingers back, or those hands back to our face, and we opened up our palms. Would there be any blue? No. A sky, the illusion of the infinite azure sky is literally non-graspable. So that is how that explains what is meant by the phrase as non-graspable as a vast, empty void. This idea is used frequently in the Dzogchen teachings of Tibet. The terms vast or expanse occur frequently. And Kundu Zongpo, also known as Samantabhadram, also known as All Good Father, is often depicted in the color of the infinite azure sky to remind us of this. But let's take that a step further. The momentary, the non-graspability that we access during exhalation is fleeting. It is evanescent. It is not some sort of thing we're not supposed to, it's not a gilded cage that we create for ourselves, where we stagger through life, continually convincing ourselves and others that everything is empty. The South Indian Buddhist philosopher Nagarjuna taught that we need both the conventional mindfulness and the ultimate meditation. This was elucidated beautifully by one of the 14th Dalai Lama's late teacher and former head of the Nyingma order, Dilgo Khyentse Rinpoche, who, in his commentary to Heart Treasure of the Enlightened Ones, explained that just as a one-winged bird cannot fly, just as a bird requires both its wings to take the skies, likewise, we require both the conventional and the ultimate, that which we perceive and that which we release, the act of perception and the act of releasing. We need them both if we are to function as happy, healthy members of society. A wonderful exercise to help you get used to meditation is the following. As you breathe in, you could silently and mentally recite sitting tall, reminding you to generate a vertical traction between your tush and your head. As you exhale, this can help you to really tune in to viscerally tune into your perceptions. As you exhale, you can silently and mentally recite relaxing, And doing this can help us to release that which we noticed during our inhalation. So let's give this a shot together right now. I hope you've enjoyed your introductory taste of emptiness. I look forward to chanting and meditating with you even further after approximately 30 seconds of housekeeping. This is Lama Jigme Gyatso of the Buddha Joy Meditation School. For more than 30 years, I spent more than 8 hours a day, every day, studying, practicing, mastering, and reverse engineering the teachings and techniques of each sect of Buddhism so that you would not have to. Welcome to Meditate Like a Jedi, which is made possible due to the generosity of viewers just like you. As inferred in the opening explanation, the name of this practice text is Chenrezig's Easy Dzogchen. Dzogchen is a fancy word for meditation, and in the contemporary practice of Dzogchen, there are three subcategories. That of awareness and letting go, that of love and letting go, and that of bliss and letting go. Chenrezig is the Tibetan translation of the Sanskrit name Avalokiteshvara. The Tibetan name can translate into English as kind gaze. And those upon the path of the Buddha, those upon the path of Devadatta, the Buddha's wicked cousin, are happy to view Chenrezig as a celestial entity that must be worshipped. However, on the path of the Buddha, we view Chenrezig simply as an archetype whose iconography reminds us that we already possess the neurological structures required to master awareness and letting go, as well as love and letting go, no less bliss and letting go. The hallmark of our practice is to flip-flop between mantra meditation and silent meditation. Like a kid on a skateboard during mantra meditation, we're pumping one leg and getting all this momentum, and then during the silent meditation, we're just coasting and enjoying the ride. So I think it only reasonable to recall the mantra's meaning. Together, let's chant. Om, I invoke the wish of ending money, jewel of love, and the purifying pay-me lotus of letting go, supplicating with whom may love and letting go be mastered by all. If you've just joined me, welcome aboard. The moment you have a specific question, about Buddhist chanting, Buddhist meditation, Buddhist philosophy, or their application. Simply type your question in great detail in the chat window. So this practice is a series of modules lasting anywhere from 2 to 10 minutes. So it's kind of fun. It's kind of like you can, when you download a free version of this using, what's it called? I guess I could show you real quick. Let me go to, I think it's button number 8. And let's hit the right button in the right sequence. Here we go. Let's go over here. Star Wars. Scroll over here. The free version of this. Okay, so underneath the video, there's a description area. And right over here is all these freebies. You just go to the link in the channel bio. And this is how you get to the channel bio, and it'll take you to the website where you can download this material, which will be available for free download in, approximately 3 hours. So, having gone there, let us turn to this morning's practice. The first module refers to an exercise known in Tibet as Lama, which can translate literally as calling the teacher as from afar. However, figuratively, it is an exercise in energy work that makes the practice of bliss and letting go effortless. Consider this image. This brass figure reminds us of our own potential to master the Buddha's path. This figure here, depicting two people sporting in tantric union, literally reminds us of the teachings and figuratively reminds us of real or imagined energy collected either on our crown or at 4 arms length above it. As we inhale, we can silently and mentally recite this italicized bit, then kind of hand it off to the running back of our subconscious, and then turn our attention to the exhalation, where we can physically relax as best we can while striving to chant these 12 syllables 4 times per breath. Together. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. During our inhalation, let us silently, now that we've completed 32 recitations of the mantra, let us rest the mind. As we inhale, let us silently and mentally recite, perceiving this very turbulent play of mind. And as we exhale, let us silently and mentally recite, relaxing into mind's non-graspable nature. For our next module is the outer set of preliminary practices. Together. Those who tread the path of yin use the awareness of stress to frighten us into an analog of morality. But upon this path of yin, the awareness of stress rules our empathy. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Those who tread the path of Devadatta use the awareness of causality to frighten us into a form of moral code. But upon this path of yin, the awareness of interdependence reminds us that our love can lighten others' loads. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Those who tread the path of Devadatta use the awareness of impermanence to promote a fear-driven practice, although upon this path of yin, the awareness of change could fuel our wisdom of letting go. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Those who tread the path of Devadatta use the awareness of the preciousness of our meditation opportunities to frighten us into neurotic diligence. But upon the path of this path of yin, we joyfully flow from the effortless effort of love-centered spontaneity. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. One moment, if you please. Fabulous. Thank you for your patience. As we inhale, let us silently and mentally recite sitting tall, thus remembering to generate a vertical traction between our tush and our head. And during our exhalation, let us silently and mentally recite relaxing. We come now to our third module, the inner set of preliminary practices. Together. In our empathy, may we long to free all beings from the tyranny of hating, craving, and confusion. Free all from, let's try this again. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. In our pragmatism, may our liberation of all others be fueled by our reliance on the Buddha's example, instructions, and students, described by the metaphor of the three wish-fulfilling jewels. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Together. Rather than squander our time and energy in defensiveness, how much wiser could it be to learn from all mistakes and lessons that flow from the sentient spontaneity of mindfulness and meditation? Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. A life squandered in competition and greed leads not to peace and fulfillment. Better to live in cooperation and generosity. At life's end, may this mind shoot out crowns on, and then offer all my stuff to the beings of nirvana and samsara. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Let us practice mindfulness by silently and mentally reciting "Notice this" during our inhalation. And let us practice meditation by silently and mentally reciting "Relaxing" during our exhalation. Our fourth module is known in Sanskrit as Guru Yoga and in Tibet as Lama Naljor. It is another form of energy work that supports our practice of bliss and letting go. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Let us practice mindfulness by silently and mentally reciting the demonstrative pronoun this during each inhalation. And let's practice meditation by silently and mentally reciting the one-syllable verb ease during each releasing exhalation. Having reached contemplative cruising altitude, together as a team, let us meditate as transformatively as Obi-Wan Kenobi upon the sands of Tatooine under the guidance of the Force Ghost of Qui-Gon Jinn. We come to our fifth module, where we bring the experience of the four bases of mindfulness into the conventional path of love and letting go, where it is love that is emphasized. This is known by many names, including Tokal's leap over jealousy. Now, so we've already been playing with the idea of silently and mentally reciting an italicized sentence during our inhalation and then handing it off to our subconscious, and that's fine. But this And the next 7 italicized sentences are going to be highly metaphorical. Fortunately, we're able to make sense of them due to that which we chant just prior to the mantra exercise. So together, let's chant. Oh, by the way, let's chant. May all minds of all beings know be as peacefully wise as the mind of a real Lord. Imagine Buddha symbolized by a tikle, one syllable seed or bija mantra. Now, here's what's important. It's not our job to be magical. We don't have to be Gandalf the Grey. It's not our job to visualize or emote or even believe. If all we do is play with these words in harmony with our breathing, we will strengthen our empathy. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. And we notice down here we're only doing one set of 4 breaths. May all relationships of all beings now be as joyfully loving as a real or imagined Buddhist communication symbolized by the 6 syllable mantra. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. May all bodies of all beings now enjoy the beautiful health depicted in Buddhist art of the blissful body of a real or imagined Devi or Yidam and archetype of enlightenment such as Chenrezig. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. May all circumstances or lots of all beings now have the good fortune or boon as a Buddha's real or imagined paradise, pure land or vaunty. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. We come now to our 6th module, where we again which is very similar. We're bringing the experience of the 4 bases of mindfulness, this time into the ultimate path of love and letting go, where it is letting go that is emphasized. So this ties in directly to the opening lesson, or to this morning's opening lesson. Let's continue. As we inhale, we could notice all minds, perceptions, emotions, intentions, cognitions, recollections, and imaginings quite clearly. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable or void as a real or imagined beach as considerable of light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Oops, I kind of went hog wild there, didn't I? As we inhale the interpersonal experience of communication, our speech could sound quite resounding. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, it could feel as not graspable as or void as a real or imagined mantra of light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we inhale, our bodies or forms could feel quite sensual. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as not graspable or void as a real or imagined octopoiatum of light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we inhale, all circumstances or loss could appear quite vivid. Yet as we relax into our exhalation, they could feel as non-graspable or void as a real or imagined paradise or vati of light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. We come now to our 7th module. And this is where we really, really get knee deep in the wisdom of letting go. We're going to bring the illusion of horizontal duality of us and them into the dance of impermanence and interdependence known as Madhyamaka's yoga of inconceivability. Together. All circumstances are lost, good bliss for the and impermanently melt into rainbow light that interdependently absorbs into this body or form. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. All forms of bodies, good bliss for the end, and permanently melt into rainbow light that interdependently absorbs into this communicational speech. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. All interpersonal speech, good bliss for the end, and permanently melt into rainbow light that interdependently absorbs into this mind. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. All minds, good bliss for the end, and permanently melt into rainbow light that interdependently absorbs into our vast empty void. Like the illusion of the infinite azure sky on a bright and beautiful cloudless morn, which although tantalizing to the eye could be non-graspable to the hand. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. We come now to our 8th module, where we bring the 5 body regions into the path of bliss and letting go. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever lower abdomen we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as real or imagined, discernible of green light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever navel we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as not graspable as real or imagined, Rana Sambhava syllable drum of gold light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever chest we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as not graspable as real or imagined, Akshobasirable Hunga blue light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever threat we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as not graspable as real or imagined, non-metablisable, free of red light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our scalp, whatever crown or... Oh, let's try this again. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever crown or scalp we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as not graspable as real or imagined, Vado Chana subtle bloom of white light. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Let's bring the 5 perceptions into the path of awareness and letting go. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever sight we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vastum devoid. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever sound we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever scent we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever flavor we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever sensation we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. We come now to our 10th module, where we bring the 5 mental poisons into the path of awareness and letting go, which is the essence of Tantra. I must stop striking the microphone. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever hate we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as mirror like wisdom's clear void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Notice we're not choosing what we feel, we're choosing what we do with what we feel, which is notice and relax. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever pride we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as the equalizing wisdom of primordial voidness. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever greed we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as descending wisdom's bliss void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever jealousy we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as all-accomplishing wisdom's void intellect. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Excuse me. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever confusion we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as all-pervasive wisdom's awareness void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. We come now to the 11th module, where we bring the 5 aggregates into the path of awareness and letting go. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever body or form we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever feelings, such as pleasure, pain, or other, we may have noticed during our inhalation, could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 yung, om mani me me yung, om mani me me yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever appraisal of pleasure or pain's intensity or volume we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani me me yung, 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 om mani me me yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever impulse, such as pushing, pulling, or clinging, we may have noticed during our inhalation, could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani me me yung, 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 om mani me me yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever awareness of perception, emotion, intention, cognition, recollection, or imagination we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani me me yung, 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 om mani me me yung. Having chanted the mantra 40 times, let us rest in meditation. Let us bring the 5 thoughts. Oopsie. We continue with our 12th module as now we bring the 5 thoughts into the path of awareness and letting go. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever emotion we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani me me yung, 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 om mani me me yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever intention we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani me me yung, 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 om mani me me yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever cognition we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever recollection we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. As we relax into our exhalation, whatever imagination we may have noticed during our inhalation could begin to feel as non-graspable as a vast empty void. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. We come now to our 13th module, that sometimes our real or imagined subtle energy could feel like it's coalescing in a joint, which could feel uncomfortable. This can act as an antidote, pulling our energy out inertly to our skin. Philosophically, we could use this, this could help us to transcend the illusion of samsara and nirvana's vertical duality by metaphorically inviting all the real or imagined Buddhas, their paradises, and their denizens to dwell in the 84,000 pores of our skin, thus practicing the body mandala of duality's awareness and non-duality's release. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, 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 om mani mimi yung. Om mani mimi yung, om mani mimi yung, om mani mimi yung, om mani mimi yung, om mani me me yung, oh mani me me yung, oh mani me me yung, oh mani me me yung. Let us bring the spontaneous play of mind into the path of awareness and letting go. This will be the 14th module. Om mani me me yung, 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 om mani me me yung. Om mani me me yung, 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 om mani me me yung. Om mani me me yung, 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 om mani me me yung. Om mani me me yung, 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 om mani me me yung. Let us seal this practice with a love that wishes for the universal mastery of Buddha's Eightfold Path. May all master love, may all master letting go in love as well as kind communication, conduct, and calmness. May all master the effortless effort of love-centered spontaneity as well as mindfulness and meditation. If you feel that I have earned it, you could give this live stream a thumbs up. You could even help support this channel. In approximately 10 2/3 hours, I would very much like to return to lead today's evening meditation class and group practice. And if you are as geeky as me, may the Force be with you always.